morning, everybody. Welcome to the 23rd of November 2021. We have some astrological news. So the moon is going to sextile Uranus, oppose Venus, trine Mars, and then trine Neptune. So emotionally, we could have some surprises or secrets coming up, and that could lead you to question your values. And the way to work your way through this is to connect to your deeper self and your passions, and also to a higher power, to transit these energies, to avoid getting lost during the day emotionally. Okay, so that's the astrology for today. Let's see what the cards have to say today, and see if they tie in with the astrological energies. So what do we need to know for today, the 23rd of November 2021? So this week we definitely sort of seem to be questioning sort of where we're holding ourselves back mentally, and not being truthful to ourselves, or not seeing the truth. And I think that's sort of coming up because tomorrow Mercury will move into Sagittarius. So it's almost like sort of the culminating of the Mercury in Scorpio energies, and really asking you to question what have you learned, what's been revealed this month, the last few weeks while Mercury has been transiting Scorpio. Okay, so that we can take our truth forward into Sagittarius as Mercury transits Sagittarius over the next few weeks. And I think that's until the 13th of December, because I'm sure that the same day that Mars enters Sagittarius, then Mercury enters Capricorn. So Mercury transits quite quickly around the planets, unless it's coming up to a retrograde phase, which does 3 or 4 times a year, then the energies slow down. But Mercury can sort of pass through sign of the zodiac in sort of 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. As I say, it's quite a fast moving planet. Okay, so what do we need to know for today, 23rd of November 2021? We're using the Gaia deck today. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the dream. Something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. What was I just saying? And then we have eternal love, happiness, harmony and fulfillment. That's taken me back to yesterday's reading, and sort of the need to connect to that within ourselves. And then liberation, breaking free from negative attachments. Well, there we have it. Last day of Mercury in Scorpio, and sort of this is really sort of summing up the energies that I've just been talking about. The sort of coming up from the subconscious, something is revealed, or we have insight. Could be through dreaming, daydreaming, something bubbling up from our subconscious, and it allows us to have a breakthrough, which causes us great happiness. Breakthroughs often do. And sort of we can see, so look at these 2 cards together. In the first card we've got the moon, the subconscious, the darkness, and then in this card we've got the sun, we've got rainbows, and that's shining out. The light is really sort of talking to me about sort of the dark and the light, the subconscious and the consciousness. and how when we make a breakthrough, the dawn come in, the sunshine and the rainbows everywhere, and then sort of that allows us to sort of move on to the next sort of stage of our life. So we've got liberation, breaking free from a negative attachment. And look, we've got the dove there with the crown chakra open, the sun around it or the halo around it, sort of breaking free, especially sort of after yesterday's message, which had lots of sword energy in there. There was a lot of mental limitation and sort of mental prisons that we had put ourselves in. And this is showing that today we can find breakthrough from those patterns. So I'm going to use the Mary L deck today. And let's see what these cards have to say and tell us today. So what do we need to know for today? The 23rd of November 2021. So yeah, also sort of with astrology, as a planet comes to the end of a sign of the zodiac, and we've transversed sort of all the way through the degrees, the 30 degrees of that sign. If we've done the work, then the culmination, as the planet completes that journey, is sort of the breakthrough and the liberation and the aha moment. Okay. So, okay, what do we need to know for today? What do we need to know? Ooh, that one wants to come out. Okay, so we'll see how that fits in with the reading. Okay, what do I need to know for today? Too many cards there. Let's pop those back in. Bit more of a shuffle. And let's see, what do we need to know for today? What is the message from Spirit for today? Okay, so Ace of Swords. Clarity after all the confusion and everything of yesterday. The Ten of Swords. The Ace of Discs. New beginnings, end of a cycle, new beginnings. The King of Discs. The Page of Wands. The Six of Cups. Death. And the Ace of Cups. So we've got three aces again today. The other day we had three aces come out. That time it was the Ace of Swords that was missing. Today it's the Ace of Wands. Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck we've got the Page of Cups. Bear with me. Parcel at the door. I'll be back. A parcel just arrived. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, let's see, what have we got? Okay, so very much endings and new beginnings. At the centre of the reading, where we are, we've got the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is, as all I've said before, all the aces are divine messages coming through and divine energies. So with the Ace of Swords, it's the the divine gift of the mind, of thinking, and after yesterday's reading, sort of that gaining clarity. Okay, we're freeing ourselves from all the old belief patterns and things like that. And that is reflected here in the moon card of the subconscious, the Ten of Swords, the end of a cycle, end of a mental cycle. I can't do it anymore. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. So we've got the Ace and the 10, the completion of the cycle and a new beginning. Okay, so having done the work, having made the breakthrough, liberated ourselves, then we're ready to start. And the Ace of Discs, we've got new opportunities coming in. This is cards in the place of Mercury, which is the mind and thinking and communication. So we've got a new start, new opportunities, having broken free, and sort of there's a new horizon in front of us. Emotionally, our values, love, and Venus themes, we've got the King of Discs. So fire of earth. This to me is saying that sort of we know who we are. We're very firm in our values now, and stabilised ourselves, strong, grounded, and also sort of with this Ace of Discs as well. That really sort of says to me that sort of mind and heart are connected and grounded, and are able to work together. So what's right in front of us, the Sun card in consciousness, the Page of Wands, and this is about new inspirations, new little ideas and sort of possibilities springing up. It's like, oh, quite fancy that, quite could do that. Things coming up from spirit that are inspiring to us, but the pages are very young energies, so it might be just something very small that, if nurtured, then can grow into a larger thing in your life. In the Mars position of taking action, of will, of creativity, and will drive creativity and things, we've got the Six of Cups, which is the energy of sort of connecting to the past, reconciliation, reflecting. I'm saying reconciliation because we've got the Page of Cups coming out here as the underneath card. So sort of reaching back and reflecting, making peace with the past even, so that we can move forward. And that again is reflected in what's working for us, the Death card. So we're breaking free from something, the breakthrough, the liberation, the whatever was holding us back is being let go of, removed from our life. And so that the new can emerge. In the Saturn position of limitations and obstacles, we've got the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is the gift of love and the emotions from the divine, from the universe. And this is so perhaps sort of we're getting a bit stuck in the past, and not connecting in or not seeing. So by being stuck here, we're not seeing this. So doing this, thanking it, letting it go, and then sort of we can move into this. It frees this energy up so that sort of we can use it. the card at the bottom of the deck was with the general influence and environment of the reading was the Page of Cups. This is about forgiveness, it's about apologies, it's about reconciliation. So yeah, ties in with that sort of honouring the past so that we can move forward. And the card that jumped out was the Queen of Swords. So as we've ended this old cycle and started the new cycle, then to use the clarity that we've got to take us forward, it's that liberation into the new beginnings, seeing what's really there. Huge eye on the side of the crow. I don't know if they're crows or ravens, but it's about seeing where before, if you think back to yesterday, what I was saying in the readings about where we're not being honest with ourselves, this is about seeing clearly, seeing ourselves clearly, so that we can, and then we can move forward. What do I want? Anything else? I'm just thinking. Okay, let's get some clarity on this Ace of Cups actually. Oops. The Star. Okay, where are we limiting ourselves and not connecting to ourselves? Okay, so we've got the Star, we've got the Two of Discs, and we've got the Seven of Wands here. And I'm seeing this as balancing sort of both sides of us, the light, the hope, the optimism, the eternal love, but connecting it and balancing it with that shadow side and honouring, loving both sides of ourselves, the conscious and the subconscious, and sort of having them in balance. Okay, we're aware that sort of we can sort of slip into negativity. I'm sure I've said before that sort of because we overcome something once, or we bring something to light once, as much as we'd like to think that was it, it's all done and sorted, and we never have to visit again. Those energies will keep coming up time and time again, but because we faced them once, it takes their power, and it becomes easier because we recognise the patterns and go, I see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, faced this before. And it's like, and in that way, the shadow loses its power for us. Okay. So we've got the lightning strike in the paw or the hand or whatever, is that sort of lightning coming through to shine a light onto the darkness, and the sudden change that sort of when we see the shadows and we recognise it, then we can bring it to within ourselves. Okay, so okay, I think that's it for today's reading. I'm not drawn to pull anything else. So yes, definitely a move on from yesterday's reading. Well done everybody. If you resonated with this reading, then please like, share and subscribe. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then there's a link to my email below. And have a good day today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.